Please welcome Leadership Council member, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Talal Al Saud, Chairman of the Arab Council for Childhood and Development.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to be here today at the Concordia's annual summit, held on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly. This event brings leaders to discuss the most pressing social, environmental, and economic issues worldwide. This year's 10th summit comes at a time the world has never seen before due to the outbreak of COVID-19, which will have its effects on generations to come. The post-COVID-19 world will not be the same, necessitating a new kind of alignment of the world's priorities. In this speech, I will focus on the topic of childhood and development, an issue that must be prioritized and for the forthcoming period. It is known that children are always the first to be affected by crises and dilemmas, being a most vulnerable age group, which means that there will be repercussions on children that will likely cause permanent destruction in the future if we do not work together to manage them and eradicate their detrimental influences. By all accounts, the pandemic caused a tragedy to all children, both in developed and developing worlds. UNICEF reports indicates that about 77% of children under the age of 18, or nearly 1.8 billion children worldwide, have lived under a household isolation because of the prevention measures taken against the virus. It has created a situation towards children's rights and delayed progress achieved in the well-being, freedom, and development of our children. UNESCO declared that more than 90% of the world's students have not been able to go to schools or universities. Statistics say only 1/3 of the world's students are likely to return to school by 2020-2021 academic year. UNICEF warned against routine vaccination services for children under the age of 1 year in 68 countries may be disrupted by the virus outbreak. The United Nations also estimated that between 42 and 66 million children may fall into poverty due to this pandemic, which could lead to malnutrition and increase morbidity in these children. The social consequences of the coronavirus are larger, deeper, and more lasting than any other effects. International human rights experts have warned against the exploitation of vulnerable to high incidences of child labor, sexual exploitations, domestic servitude, forced begging, early marriage, and other abuses. The pandemic has also increased feelings of fear, anxiety, frustration, panic attacks, and depression among children. The situation in the Arab region seems more difficult and complex due to the economic problems, conflicts, and disasters experienced by some countries in the region. Millions of Arab children are displaced and become refugees in the open air without sustenance, protection, education, and even basic life necessities. UNICEF reported that the largest number of refugee children are from the Arab region. 19 million Arab children are displaced due to conflicts and violence, and those are the most affected by COVID-19. Moreover, it is estimated that there are 15 million working children, based on the study conducted by the Arab Council for Childhood and Development, together with the League of Arab States and the ILO. The increased numbers of Arab children are expected to be forced to work, and even in its worst forms, which greatly harms their health and safety. Therefore, we have sought to direct our work during this period in order to provide assistance to a number of international and regional partners. In addition, spreading awareness and knowledge of children's rights, seeking achievements of SDGs for a better world for our children, empowering them to enter the age of knowledge, the fourth industrial revolution, and post-corona world. In this international forum, I call for a strong and effective action to slow the spread of COVID-19 and reduce the social and economic impacts on children. Our vision is that this action should adopt giving more care to children, particularly those in harsh conditions. We need to initiate economic protection policies based on reform of labor market policies, provide access to basic service, including social welfare. Education through innovative and alternative educational tools to motivate them to return and re-engage in learning through technological means. With enlightening cultural development policies, supporting the establishment of a post-corona world based on meaningful partnership, sustainable development. I would like to thank the Concordia team for their great work, wishing you all a safer world, especially for our children. Thank you.